court gives us. The judge says, anything on the summary exhibits? We're running into the jury's time. Let's get started. We have Mia back. Mia then gets in, gets everybody all rise. Smizer then says to Mia, did you call the other employees' family? Mia says, yes, I was surrounded by them. Okay. By the way, this is the finishing of the direct of yesterday. It says, and everyone referred to each other that way. It says, you dated an employee? It says, yes, Matt, the sound engineer. So apparently she was dating Matt, who was a sound engineer for Diddy. Keep in mind, Mia was the personal assistant of Diddy, if you guys don't know. She's over there suing them. Her real name is Sarah Schnecker, as we have kind of deduced by, a little bit of put together, right? Says, were you and Matt able to hang out with him? Says, no. In apartment together in New York, but we rarely were there at the time. Says, why did you look so? Says, Pop told me the company cast he was shooting a music video. Actually, a movie. Ava says, what happened there? Mia says, well, Cassie called Puffy cheating on her with Gina. She was devastated. Ava says, well, what were her interactions with Mr. Cohen? Mia says, they're on the phone. He was in Miami. Then she stopped answering.
Man, that's some whole shit, dog. I avoided Hamilton all day. They still let that little boy trip me.
What happened? Diddy's famous. People are taking pictures of Diddy with the same girl. I'm pretty sure he's gaslighting like, no, what? Looked like he's either hugging up or something with the girl, and allegedly, at least from what Lauren Collins said, someone takes a picture of Diddy and Gina and sends it to Cassie and says, oh, you got you. And they legitimately thought that was Cassie. Cassie's like, what the fuck? That's not me. That's that. You realize that it's cheating. Cool. Ava says, I'll read the blue messages. Okay, that's KK. And you can read the gray. That's you. She said, says, I'll read the blue messages. Now, if you're thinking about the iPhone, if the messages are blue and it's Christina Perron, I mean, they have a phone. You get what I'm using or put together? The Ava says that they're going to read the message in the blue. You know how iPhone, right? The blue is you, the gray is that. If the Ava says that they're about to read the blue, are they reading from a seized or whatever copy of Christina Perron's phone? Because remember this, I told you, this name keeps coming up. But if she takes a stand against Diddy, listen, grand opening, grand closing. I'm wondering if they have a phone. We haven't heard nothing from her in a while, even though we did hear a denial of the SIP stuff. Okay, so you read the great. That's true. So she wrote, P Diddy wants to say, P Diddy wants to talk to you. Who's that? Mia says, Puff. Ava says, the audio call not completed. Mia says, I wasn't answering the calls, but I spoke with Puff. He threatened to kill me. Ava says, what else did he threaten? Mia says, he said it was firing. So I had to leave and fly back. Remember, she was in South Africa. And he threatened to kill me.
All right, look at some action.
I need to talk to him. Not sure what to do. He needs you to call him now when you don't have a job. Ava says, how did it make you feel? Mia says, desperate. I was terrified and really sad. Ava says, did you answer KK's call? Mia says, no. I texted back and I've been asleep. It sucks to wake up and it's every morning. I'm being shot on or shit on from all sides. I'm in a fucked up spot. Ava says, what was KK's answer? Mia says, she wrote, can you
come on, give me the first.
When you get a chance? I wrote, I'm having anxiety, nightmares. Ava says, about who? Mia says, Puff. Ava says, who are these WhatsApp with? Mia says, Puff. I screenshot it. I had other phones. So what is Mr. Combs? It says, if you don't call me in 2 minutes, I'm going to tell everything. You're fired. Fuck ABC and their lawyers. Let's go for. He says, what do you think he meant by everything? Mia says, he says he'll tell Cassie about sexual assault. Now, it appears that, and this is what I'm saying, I can't wait for Brian to get up there. Remember, I told you, I said, isn't it odd that Mia, who is watching Cassie get abused, supposedly, by Puff for years.
Man, I choked that fourth down play.
Doesn't tell Cassie, like, girl, he did the same thing to me.
Oh,
and
man.
Why would Diddy now start threatening her? Yo, I'm about to tell Cassie that I fucked. That's a little odd, right? Unless maybe they had a secret relationship that Mia knew she needed to keep quiet and be behind the back of Cassie. Because why would Diddy threaten to tell Cassie that he fucked her? Interesting.
Come on, bruh.
Like, fuck ABC. He says, I had written a show based on my life. And as a sit, it hit the press. It's the most I've ever got. He was threatening to take that away. So the show ever aired? No. Okay. AUSA says, what did he write? Call me now. Call me now. Now. And don't ever call me again. I wrote back and I was. AUSA says, is that in the screenshots? Mia says, yes. AUSA says, what's this? Mia says, my email to Puff. And to take it. AUSA says, what did you write? Mia says, I'm really sorry, Puff. You know I love you, smiley face. I paid for my own flight. It will cost a change, and I'm sorry to ask for the money. I'm sorry. I want to make sure you're good. At the end of the day, regardless, I love you. Now, chat. Again, I think Ryan Steele is going to expose her. That nigga didn't rape you. Y'all were fucking around consensually. Y'all were just doing it behind Cassie's back. Why are you? If that's your employer, okay, maybe you're just trying to use love language because he's threatening to kill you. So you're like, no, I love you, Sean, I love you. Because he said he's gonna kill you or beat your ass. But there's too much I love you, Sean. But her story is she never fucked any consensual. Hey, why did you say this? He said he told me to return and he told me to stay. I couldn't afford the change fees I told him.
Wow.
Cece, Dassy, says she needs me right now. But of
Gave
course,
it up.
do whatever you want. Love her.
I gave it up.
Okay?
I gave it up, Chad.
Cece. Mia says Cass. AOC says, why is right? It's because I worked for him. To him, that's all that mattered. AOC says, why did you CC? Okay, just copy. Miss Karan, because I needed an answer. I was in limbo. AOC says, when you got South Africa, where did you work? Mia says, office in LA. AOC says, did you have less access to Mr. Holmes? Mia says, much less. Did it make your job easier or harder? Made it almost impossible. I mean, it's okay for everything. I couldn't get any responses from him. Make you feel. She said,
those extra yards, and boy, did he come through, bullying his way into the end zone after the nice catch.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game.
Mia says, I went back. I spent the party. I went back. I went out. I went back. No, seriously, sadness. AOC says,
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
2011, AOC says, D-Rock asked, what happened? Mia says, I went. You were batshit crazy about a shirt. AOC says, where's the
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
So I could be up there. AOC said, what did HR tell you? When he's suspended without the iBooks. AOC said, yeah. Does this memo document the reasons that this memo document the reason this is happening? So no, HR told me how seven people should do it. So basically they wrote up that reason that wasn't true. Because
the Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
Charles, we know that this offense is aggressive. We saw that last drive. They went for it on fourth down, didn't get it. Then they give up the touchdown. So now you feel like they really need to respond here.
They certainly do, but let's face it. Sometimes when you take that risk, you understand if you fail, a little more onus goes back on your ball club to try and pick themselves back up. They suspected it was a power play in the middle coming out, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
It was just about, what's the point that's good? I'm going to say, yo, you fucking stuff. You chased me out, told me you don't learn how to walk the ball. Jesus, bitch, get the AOC says, who's going to come up?
Running again with Barkley on second down. And room to run as he's up past the 35-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 7 on the play, and it sets up a 3rd and inches situation. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him, so when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
It wasn't a goal line situation, but how about the goal line formation on 3rd and short? They went in, went heavy. No surprise that it was going to get the football. How about the power exhibited there?
Yeah, that was just put a hat on a hat, drive forward. Nice job to pick it up. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
The chief of staff was in the wrong, but I need to be suspended. Make up a score. Didn't get to finish.
They run behind center Gainwell. And he is going to wind up losing yardage here, as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Eagles in possession, as they've got it 2nd down and 12.
I have been told, because the company that made money, that hit. How did you feel? They said that I've done something wrong. Attorney AOC said, what did my puppet say? Says, that it would work out set. It was a house. Did you speak to anyone else? It's Nick along. I had a little bit of time to look at the possible what happened. They said, you're working, you're still working. AOC says, did you? She says, yes. I was doing it so much. Or much of it. AOC says, what did you do after that? I myself to sleep. I know what call. You jump conversation with Cassie after. AOC says, I couldn't tell who it was with.
Black game, I know.
He says, taking this as quick to believe a little bit.
Just a little too lackadaisical, Charles, and they didn't get up and snap the ball in time. Delay of game.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he understood where the clock was located in different stadiums. It's in different places. You have to check that in pregame and make sure you're aware so you don't run into penalties like these.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
Flushed it.
Damn, that blitz, bro.
No gain on the play, and it'll bring up third.
A tough situation to overcome here. 3rd and 17.
Flush to his right.
Oh, I need to set my feet, huh?
It's going to wind up incomplete.
2 drives won't tell the story of this game, but you absolutely have to like how this defense has played thus far. They have yet to allow this offense to get on track in this one.
Fuck.
And no move to get the offense off the field. Despite failing once, they're going to go again here on 4th down. They'll try and throw for it here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, you bring that blitz on 4th, I'm going to make you always pay. You bring that blitz on, motherfucker.
67 yards.
Oh, Smitty, it's a tutty.
Eagles' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. That's certainly
dot.
went against the traditional ways of playing football, but who cares? Look at the result. Big touchdown.
They went for it on their own side of the 50. So there's conservative, there's aggressive, and there's really aggressive, which is what we just saw there. Tip of the cap to them.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that, Charles' defense. Very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
From the gun, Jackson.
Here we go.
Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Now Jackson. And that will be incomplete.
If this is what you want to see from a defense, give up an opening drive touchdown, that's fine. But how about them going back out there, recommitting themselves to the task at hand, and forcing a 3 and out, and giving the ball back to their offense?
And a fake here, direct snap to the up man. And good coverage there by the punt team. They're able to get down there and drop it with authority. I know, without even asking, without even looking in your direction, that you are not a fan of that call.
Oh, I wish you would look, Brandon, because I was actually thinking this would be the perfect time for a fake.
Right.
Yeah, you're right. This doesn't make any sense to me at all. This deep in your own territory, look, I'm all for being unconventional. That part's cool, and I get it. But this deep, I just don't think it's the right time to make that call.
Calling a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
2nd and 6. Throwing is Hurts. And he whips that one incomplete there. Charles, he doesn't seem to be particularly in tune with his receivers, just 2 for 7 throwing the football, but he did seem really locked in before the game.
Yeah, and that has to do with receivers sometimes. Sometimes the defenders knock them off their routes. and you're usually pretty precise. 1, 2, 3 cut, balls out of his hands to the receiver. In this case, might be off by a half step either way. They've got to find a way to get back in sync.
They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6.
And basically, she was trying to go away from him. And then he also took it
from the gun. It's Hurts.
He was trying to protect her.
The ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
That's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
And she felt like they tried to figure it out. Not that
So Hurts is off, and on comes Jake Elliott for the Eagle field goal. That's a 40-yard attempt from the left hash. Oh, and Elliott has pushed it to the right. It is no good, and this game will remain tied here in quarter number 2.
Wow, that qualifies as a bad miss because anything inside of 40 should be automatic. That's a big mistake right there.
This might be an injection. There's an exhibit where requesting there's some matches that we hashed out. Just a quick line. Spam all right. Here's a cross-examination and lines of skills. Now check it out.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
Just see him call it up and threw over the phone, right? She says, yep. Still says,
Jackson. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
But there's an incompletion, partner, and the struggles through the air continue because so far their lack of passing production has led to a lack of points.
You said it's kind of worse than this. Right? Said, yep. Still says, all right, well, look at this. Yeah, I look still don't play around. Like, you gas it up, what?
Now it's 2nd and 10.
Is that what provision 702 and 710? These are exhibits. Snyder says these are on the seal.
Now it's Jackson. Finds his man. It's Kohler. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a 1st down.
For a tight end, he's got good straight line speed, and on that route, he's often the guy that gets overlooked. Nice job there of finding him in stride for really good yardage.
2013, who ended up casting me? You wrote Rich's book in cease.
Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game.
It's just snippet. Have you ever heard about a casting goal? Still ask. Mia says, oh, that makes sense. Still says, here you say you got coffee for you in Forest. She says, yes. Still says, so you said you made to take drugs against your will at Burning Man, but you told about it? She says, right. Still says, you posted a picture with him. Why was you supposed to put man's her? So they're showing her in her Instagram. Yo, you posed up. Like, she's like, yeah. Still says, and this video.
Jackson now.
Mr. Combs as a doctor.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
She said, yes. So you were ready. He said,
2nd and 10.
And she said she got she applied to that by saying 2 shots took her out. Still says a person you know
to really throw again is Jackson.
There we go.
Here's incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
Hold that shit, right? Says I did.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10.
Off the anniversary of being sexually assaulted, according to your testimony, so like she's still posting Diddy years after. He says, I don't celebrate as an anniversary of that, but it's his birthday. Remember, Diddy wanted to fuck her for
Jackson.
His birthday.
Rolling to.
There we go, baby. All we gotta do is jam him at the line. I don't know what to do after.
Josh Sweat rushing in and bringing him down to the ground.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
She says, I guess so. Steele says, you were proud.
Facing 4th down, Baltimore will punt. Jordan Stout out there. Saquon Barkley deep to return.
One of my great fans. This is about a man, or friend, I guess, probably that was. This is about being traumatized, right? She said, I did right. Steele says, who's your mentor? And brother, they right now, this. You did a lot of you did it. Who picked out a thumbnail? You did, right?
Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. No return, but it goes down as just a punt of 31 yards. And the Eagles will have it taking over 1st and 10.
It says it's a play on my name points. What about this one right here? It's game pass. Steele said,
already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You could never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Stay on your feet, Tom. Saquon.
Before reaching the 45-yard line.
Still says, we do. She says, thank you for being my friend. Hashtag happy birthday, Giddy. Hashtag I'm so hot. I'm growing tan.
They keep it with Barkley on 1st down.
And you have Mr. Pope.
42.
Boy, I'm trying to jump over that dude.
Just 6 carries to this point. Couple of very nice carries to start this drive out.
Yeah, 2 first downs. And how about that second one? What a nice run on that particular play. I'm telling you, they're going to start to think that this game is easy if they continue to rip off yardage like this.
Aiden says reject. This case tested. She never says something. This is Daniel. Steele says, have you got prosperous? Mia says yes. Steele says, more than 27 times.
Play action. Here's Hurts.
You remember telling
And this is incomplete.
Man, I need to get in front of that one before it got picked.
That nearly picked. It's 2nd down now.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the 1st half.
Mia says,
They'll throw now on the final play.
Steele says, so you weren't afraid of
Oh, man, I thought I had a tutty, dog.
And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line.
He ain't trying to go. He's trying to get to it. Steele says, when you posted it.
That's it for the 1st half. 2 more quarters to go. Well, and plenty more to see after the break. Welcome back. Charles and I settled in the booth, ready for quarter number 3.
You can express yourself, right? So I reached out. Steele said, what's this? That's my friends that funny guy from the video. Steele says, what did you do? You know, you're a celebrity when you're spraying champagne at Funny Guy. Steele said, what's it? Birthday post for Justin. That's what's up.
Set and ready to go for the 2nd half. 1 touchdown apiece, 7-7 our score. And no fireworks to start the half. This will be a touchback.
Steele says, he traumatized. He says, yes. Steele then says, you wrote, Mia says, watch Puck tonight on Fuse. I convinced him to make a door, as TV said, and call it the
Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic, no need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the 1st half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the giver. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us. Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
Here's 2nd and 3.
It's like, funny guy, he did it. When I was getting producer credits.
They'll send the tight end in motion. Throwing is Jackson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
Right foot, belt to ass. Let's see it, Jack. Belt to ass.
The heavy set out there. 3 tight ends in the formation for 3rd and 3.
So we finished the direct examination this morning of Mia, Diddy's former assistant, director of development at the Gold TV.
Here's Jackson.
And then we started
Man, some bullshit right there.
And he will have a Raven his first down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6.
They brought in a heavy set on 3rd down, and that usually means running play, but we have seen them throw out of that formation, and sure enough, they snuck the tight end out on that one, wound up hitting him for a first down.
A first down carry for Henry. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. 48 yards rushing for him now. He's only carried the ball 4 times. They've kept him in check until that run. That's the first time he's really gotten loose in this game.
And you have to keep that in mind. Don't dwell on the fact that he finally had a big run. You kind of were counting on that as the game went on. Get back to what you were doing before. Start limiting him again.
Text messages, emails, and Mia just said she felt incredibly stressed and felt just incredibly overwhelmed and stuck in the middle of all of
Here's
this
Jackson
stuff.
to throw.
And,
that went too
Man,
far.
thankfully he missed them, dog.
It's incomplete.
Well, they've been back on the heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
I think she said it was 2016 or 2017. That was the last year that she worked for JD or for Revolt TV.
Now it's Jackson.
She had met with the COO.
Oh, he dropped it. What? Get out of here.
Sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal.
But I think he was a little surprised to see the ball sitting out there like that. That's a ball he had a chance to come away with, but it winds up an incomplete pass.
She could work out her severance or pay whatever she was owed. So she said she was told to get unemployment.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw.
There you go. I'm going to pick that one up. Go crib.
Picked off by Reed Blankenship. And the Eagles are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line. So an opening drive interception to begin this second half.
And just think about the time you spent in the locker room going over what you expected to do in the second half. Not the way they saw it, not the way they drew it up. You find out this is something that you can't just edit, right? There's no rewrite here. This is live, and now they've got to find a way out of this already.
That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
Stay away, baby.
A.J. Brown, 62 yards. And the Eagles have taken the lead. Elliott now to add the extra point. And the kick makes it through, but flags come flying in as well. It appears we're going to get a roughing call tacked on, and they'll accept that penalty. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line.
We learned that D-Rock, Diddy's bodyguard, one of his security people, reached out to her via maybe a couple
We couldn't
days
ask for much
after
more to this point in the
Civil War.
second half. A gorgeous day, one-score game, first and 10
and
here.
She's so excited to hear from D-Rock. They were very close. And he then just said, wow, this stuff is so crazy. With
Throwing to start the drive. Jackson. That's complete. It's Rashad Bateman. So the completion good for 7 there. And that'll bring up second down.
How does he not, how does he win? And, she said that D-Rock.
Inside handoff, Henry. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line.
And saying, trust this person I'll talk to you. And she was really just being very basic. She said she was food hiding, she didn't have good service. It was just really unexpected what she was doing. She was truly wrong. And then she said that
They'll look to throw here on first down. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Just what they need, a lecture from me, but subpar offense is what helped get them into this spot. And now they're continuing the trend with incompletions. That won't get them out of it if they don't change something soon.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10.
She left. She said, he called me, which he did, and she said I called him back, and I didn't leave a message, so I left it at that. And
Jackson from the shotgun. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
Help me out here a little bit, partner, because what I'm seeing is a passing game that's just struggled to complete anything. No rhythm, no timing. Seems like every pass is also contested well, so give some credit to the defense.
never take a gift from you. No, no, no. And he said something like, oh,
From the gun on third down, Jackson. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
He was in Miami doing something for
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4.
So yeah, he said, you know, can I give you this money? And he's like, no, for the gift. Sorry, not money. She took it as money. So
they're indeed going for it as they look to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward.
I would be technical. I think he was like, hey, I'm trying to drive my memory. Like, we talk.
So after the big play on 4th, here's 1st and 10.
And, you know, he's like,
Henry up the middle. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. 2nd down. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
And all the trauma that she experienced. So, yeah, that's the goal. And, you know, a lot of you guys have been commenting about jury.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
I did notice 2 men in particular. One man seems to be really intent on reading all of the
ball at the 23, 2nd and 8.
Always kind of looking at those messages on the screen. And another, he just always looks really like perplexed. I noticed, but. Oh, somebody smells up here. Sorry. But yeah, there's one woman who...
Back to throw. Jackson escaping the pressure right. And he takes a shot at the end of that play. Well, there you go. Save your best scramble of the day for a big-time situation in the 4th quarter, picking up the 1st.
You don't want to use it up early, right? You want to make sure you save it for that exact moment, that key time. And that's what he did, although you and I both know it wasn't planned that way. But what a nice job using his eyes, scanning the field, and realizing when it was time to exit the pocket and go.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
So I think the fix for now is to give them binders. So all these photos are from 2008, let's say, to 2015, and they're of Mia posting things about Diddy. She loves him. He's an inspiration. She thanks him. He's her best friend.
Looking to throw.
Jackson.
Yeah, this throw incomplete.
Covered up.
Defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting it before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
He was my boss. He was my mentor. Her answer for a lot of this was the highs were high and the lows were low. So we saw a picture that she reposted by Meek Mill with the game.
Back to throw. Jackson eluding the pressure right. And he comes back with one complete. Oh, this is going to
depend down. What you going to do with it?
It's not a very
4th down. What are you going to do with it?
I thought they might take a shot down the field, but instead they ran a little drag route there. I think they were hoping he could catch it and run away from the defender. But a really good job keeping the play in front of them, and they force a 4th down.
This may not be the one. But yeah, a lot of that, and I'm sure we'll have more later. So I'll see you this afternoon.
Okay.
One score down, here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Needing the tough yards, they want their fullback.
Got him.
Not going to get there. Might have even lost a yard. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the 1st down. And this long drive is going to wind up yielding nothing. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Their defense forced the turnover on downs. They've got the lead. They're in good shape, but can't go into a shell here, right? Still got to be careful.
Yeah, because they're still a long way away from kneel down time. So they've got to work on getting 1st downs, keep the sticks moving, right? Keep the clock going, and above all, ball security. Don't turn it over.
Here's Hurts to throw. That's caught by the big tight end. Dallas got him. And they will get him down, but not before he gets very good yardage there, as that will lead us right into the 2-minute warning. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Hurts. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. Here's a 2nd and 8. Hurts going to keep it running right.
Typically on the read option play, when we talk about responsibilities, we're talking about what the quarterback has to go through. How about the inside linebacker, though? His job on this play, shadow the quarterback and hold him to a short gain. Did it to perfection.
Now 3rd down and 7. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
Let's go.
And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Hurts sets up to throw it. And it's going to be bad.
Got that safety set.
Go the other way with the football. The Eagles unable to convert there on 4th. And the Ravens get the football back and in great shape. This is 1st and 10. Jackson. That's complete. It's Zay Flowers with it. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Jackson to throw. Going for Bateman. He's got him on the out route. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Here's Jackson. This one caught by his tight end, Andrews. And Andrews going to have a Ravens 1st down as he gets this down to the 13-yard line. Here now 2nd and 10 from the 13.
According to her, just about, oh, I'm calling, don't worry, or I'm on a boat, I'm sorry, I missed your call, kind of trying to evade him, but also
now Jackson. That ball's caught. Aguilar right side. And yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute.
And while it appears the heavy lifting was accomplished by scoring the touchdown, they're still down 1. That extra point is not a gimme.
Now Tucker to add the PAT. Now Lamar changing the play.
So that kind of really ended on the direct examination, but there was so much more even in the instant back.
Yeah, and one of the things I want to address you.
And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. This one, all we could have asked for. All tied, final minute as the kick's away here. Oh, a good return up past the 30. Past midfield.
That's how you do it, baby.
Still
That's
going.
how you do it.
One man to
You do the
beat.
impossible, dog.
And he's
You
going
go and
to
do the
take it
impossible,
all the
dog.
way into
When you
the
put your
end
mind
zone.
on something, dog, you
What a
gonna do the
return.
impossible,
And
dog.
they've taken the lead.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
This game wasn't tied for long.
No
How about
way
that?
to
A
win
big
games, bro.
return here in the
just
fourth.
And this is that time of
no
game
better
where
way.
every big play is magnified.
There isn't.
Fourth quarter, kick return for a touchdown. You've
Kickoff
got to feel
return to the
great
crib,
about your
bruh.
chances at this stage of the game.
Yeah, they regained the lead. Now we'll see if they can hold it. Elliott good with a
Kickoff return
PAT.
to the
And
crib,
the lead is
bruh.
now
On his
21-14.
head tie.
So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee, and they'll start things out at the 25.
You gonna have to show me something, big dog.
Here's 1st and 10.
But the relay molecule finder got the Mia's front and then cross-examination comes and Brian Phil right out of the gate is that so because of Mr. Combs, you suffered a break-in. You'll respond to
Jackson.
Yeah.
He's got Henry. And he'll be out of bounds as he does pick up a first down here with exactly a half a minute to go.
Well, how about keeping your head about you in this situation? No more timeouts. Finds a way to get out of bounds. Now they can breathe a little bit as they contemplate what to do on the next down.
Throwing, Jackson. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted.
Dang.
Darius Slay with a pick. And the Eagles have just about sewn up this football game.
You've got to know as a quarterback that's going to be tough to outthink this.
Later, big dog. GG's.
Mia's private Instagram account. So we're seeing photos from back.
Kickoff return. Crib.
Personal account. Her face is blurred in, so we don't see her real face necessarily. But we see a caption of, what do we do?
Johnny a killer.
What we do when you're not around, and Mia's holding just kind of some bottles of Ciroc, obviously Kitty used to represent Ciroc as far as brand deals is concerned, and she hashtagged it Ciroc. The defense says, well, this was 4 years ago after your employment and after years of your sexual assault, and they were really kind of trying to drive the point that you had all these different photos.
Injury fan says, suggest you
Here in the
pass.
north, the Yaller horn is about to sound and send 2 teams to battle here at U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Jake Elliott is out ready to kick this one away. And off we go from Minneapolis. Ty Chandler to return. And he gets up beyond the 20, but they plant him a few inches into the ground to end that return.
My sweaty ass D out there.
All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Starting the drive with a give to Jones. And he maneuvers through the middle for a gain of 4.
Break it apart.
That
is just a good, solid run right there. I know, it's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, that kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
Second and 6 coming up here. From the 27. Pass is caught. It's T.J. Hawkinson.
Man, come on, cuz.
Not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Give him 32 on that play. And it'll bring up a Minnesota first down.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
First and 10. Here's Jones.
Yeah, I'm there. Play in the middle.
It's Nolan Smith there for the stop. No progress on first down, and that'll bring up second and 10. Back now, pressure on its way.
Come on, cool.
By Jordan Addison.
Oh.
It's a Minnesota touchdown. The Vikings take a 6-0 lead right away. Jordan Addison, the touchdown. Reichard there to tack on the extra point. And the Vikings will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Here's Reichard set to kick this away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. They'll get this drive started. First and 10.
What you mean?
Hurts comes out throwing. And his first offering of the game winds up incomplete.
Well, both ends of their defense nearly came away with a huge play. Another step, and they sacked the quarterback. But even still, the hit altered the throw and almost set up a takeaway.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Shotgun snap for Hurts. He lays out over the middle to bring that one in. And he'll be touched down after a big play. First and 10. Here's
Ah!
The quick throw is swatted away, incomplete. Well, no look on his first look of the game, and it's going to be second down.
I know a DB in the stat sheet loves to see INT and not PBU, but as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible, he does the next best thing and knocks it away.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Hurts throwing again. He's on the move.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. Fourth down coming up.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last second attempt to get rid of it.
Third down pass didn't work, but the offense staying out there on fourth. He's keeping it. He's going for it. And the hit stops him cold. Wow, he maybe got back to the line. So the run doesn't get the yardage. It's a turnover on downs.
I think we are so preconditioned when a QB sneak is called, we think it's going to be a first down, right? Well, I think they expected him to get it too. But now they got to adjust in a hurry and get their defense out there to make a stand of their own.
So good field position to start with for the Vikings this drive. 1st and 10. Straight ahead they go with Jones. And his effort results in maybe 2 yards, but nothing more.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Staying on the ground with Jones. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. A couple yards on the run. It's 3rd and 6 now.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
To the air, 3rd and long. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. The end result there, 15 yards and a first. So that connection for a first will bring us to the end of the first. Neither side separating much so far. More from US Bank Stadium after the break.
Munching on you,
We're ready now
motherfucker.
for the 2nd quarter to begin. Vikings in control of it. They've got 1st and 10 here, looking to add to their lead. Counterplay, Jones. And into a sea of bodies he goes. Looks like they'll get about 3 out of it.
I know that may look like a whole lot of nothing burger on the stat sheet, but those are the kind of plays, that inside run, that you see creative play action come off of later in the game.
2nd down now, 7 to go. From the 42. Has his man. It's Addison. He does it. Touchdown, Minnesota. The Vikings pull out in front further, 13-zip. Jordan Addison, the touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. So sensational work by the skill man there, Brock. Anytime you can make your quarterback look that good, you know he appreciates it.
That's a quarterback's best friend, no question. But on the other side, gosh, defensively, you got to get that skill player down. Period. End of story. You can't give up that much yards after catch.
Here's Reichert set to kick this away. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. Escapes the pocket. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. Hurts now from the gun. Taking a deep shot here. Brought in inside the 20. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down. Working inside the red zone. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Ivan Pacey. Oh, now a lateral, and it's loose. Oh, they got it back. They can try and salvage something.
Oh boy, Jalen Hurts came through with a hurting.
First the interception.
Get my shit back.
Now almost giving it away again on the fumble.
Yeah, Coach's going to have to get everybody around the campfire and get this thing figured out, because through all the years and all the styles of play, we know one thing, Kate, turnover margin in the NFL is the biggest indicator of winning and losing.
First down throwing for Hurts. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Second down, Hurts throwing again. Cut near the goal line. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
Went down 2 scores. We went down 2 scores, chat. We were down 2 scores, chat. It's down 1 now.
Anybody who's played this game
Halfway
has been
through.
here before. The game doesn't start the way you want. You're in a big hole, and all you can do is climb out of it. And the words of Pete Carroll resonate. It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
That one right down the middle. And the Eagles chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. From a couple yards deep, this is going to come out.
Give me.
They're out and set. 1st and 10. Now a give up the middle to Jones. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Looks like a gain of around 7. That's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. So it's the 2-minute warning here from Minneapolis. The Vikings working here. Second down carry for Jones. And he's
Inches. We got him inches, boys. Inches, boys.
That offensive group
Look at that hold right here.
was
Got
going
a
to
hold.
get it all right there, reset it back to 1st down. But instead, the defense, well, they're not going to let anything come easy. And their fight is giving them a chance to stall things out on a 3rd and short.
They go play action here. He has the first over the middle. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
The Vikings call a timeout. It'll be their first. And they can take a moment to try to build more momentum after getting the first. They're set up at the 35 now. Here's Darnold. Hits his tight end on a corner route. And he'll be brought down a step or 2 shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. Here's Darnold to throw. Connects with his back. Aaron Jones. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. They'll throw it again. That's him on the quick hitter. And they get this down to the 28. Offense up to the line fast. From the 28. Jones reels it in. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs.
I can't give up a two-score lead.
Minnesota spends its second time out here. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. This offense in position now. It's first and goal. From the red zone now.
There we go.
Players around this one, and it is intercepted. Picked off by Nakobe Dean. Well, they were thinking at least a field goal on the drive if they couldn't reach the end zone, right? But the interception keeps them from even getting 3 out of this possession.
You really hope at the end of this game you don't look back and go, shoulda, woulda, coulda. If we could have gotten some points out of that drive early, we wouldn't be in the situation we are in now.
Are you serious? Okay. Well, just do me a favor. Next time you call me, you have to
They run it with Saquon Barkley.
There you go,
He cuts it
Saquon.
right. Through the defense he goes.
Come on, I knew it.
He cuts it left, finds some open space. And so reach the end zone with no
Come on now.
in the half. Wow, just sensational speed from the back that time,
Let's
Brock.
get it.
He found a seam,
It
got
is the
through it,
thing.
and he was gone.
You know, it's one thing, Kate, to have singles hitters, right? And you love those, and you appreciate guys that can get on base.
I like
But
it.
it's the home run hitters that are the difference makers, and what a big-time effort.
I like it.
That one splits the uprights. And the
Man,
Eagles
fuck
tie
this
things
price
up at
pick, though. I need
14.
my money back.
Welcome back, everybody. Kate Scott, Brock Heward with you as we're about set to begin the third quarter. Well, we're set up for an incredible second half, all tied as we kick it away here in quarter number 3. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. The Vikings call a timeout. It'll be their first, as that'll leave them with just 2 to use the rest of the way. First and 10 now from the 30. On the play fake, it's Hurts. He isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And they're going to have to regroup after this one. Second and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. Here's Hurts.
Let's go.
He puts some air under a deep throw to
Big
the
bang.
left. That's grabbed inside the 30. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
That's complete. Here's Brown. And he's going to be taken down near the 8-yard line. That one goes for 15, and now they're going to have first and goal.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Right, one final bit of business before we leave.
They'll break the huddle and come up on first and goal. Now Hurts. He's on the move. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line.
That's just a case where you're trying to make something when there really is nothing there. There just wasn't an opening for him to work with. He was lucky to get what he could.
That's a
All placed
cookie.
at the 7. It's 2nd and goal. Shotgun snap for Hurts. The back grabs it. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1.
Stuffed me already once, bro.
You hear me talk about rhythm.
Stuffed you once already, dog.
Baseball swing, heck, even a bowler.
Looking to do it
gets
again.
himself into rhythm, and I'm just telling you, Kate, from experience, these little throws to running backs, it's one of the best things to get your offense into rhythm.
There we go.
And he runs it across. Touchdown.
There's that lead. There's that
Eagles take the lead
lead.
right
Down.
away in
2
half number
scores.
2.
Up 1.
Saquon Barkley, the touchdown. A lot of pressure on him in that moment, Brock. Find a way to score. Don't let it go to 4th and goal. And he finds a way to come through and gets in the end zone for 6.
Now, how about the other side? Beating the defense right there as well. That group who was so close to pulling off the goal line stand, yet all that motivation wasn't enough to stop him on 3rd and goal.
That one right down the middle. And the Eagles break that tie and now lead by 7. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. 1st and 10 now from the 30. Darnold. And a man is there to knock that away. Gordon Addison, the intended target. And it sets up 2nd down.
And you ask a lot of your defenders on that field. It is not easy to play defense in today's NFL. Not only stay in their assignments, hip pocket, but to make plays on the ball as it arrives. He was challenged with an intermediate throw, and he swatted it away with ease.
2nd and 10 now. As a man, Justin Jefferson. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. Eagles with an extra man in the secondary for this 3rd down. Out of the gun, a gift to Jones.
Oh, no.
He's got room to roam here. And he's down. Looks like they made the stop at the 46-yard line. That's 16 on the pickup. And that's going to give the Vikings the 1st down.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the 1st down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
New set of downs for him from the 46. 1st down, and they go right back to it. He's
No freaking way, dog.
Cut to the right sideline. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. Excellent pickup to move the chains. 36 yards in the end. So they'll be set up with a 1st and goal when we come back. It's Vikings football. They're down, but not out on the scoreboard. They can decide to play for the tie or win later. First, they've got to reach that end zone. It's 1st and goal. Now Darnold. The throw is caught. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down, well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. Third and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
From the gun, Jones gets it. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a first down.
Where you get a little bit closer, but you can feel the pressure starting to mount. Unless you're committed to playing 4 downs here, this becomes a critical third down.
And he gets it on the sneak. Touchdown! The Vikings now trail by just a point in the fourth. All right, Brock, wondering your thought here, because to me it felt like they already had a play picked out to go for it on 4th down if that sneak hadn't worked. Do you agree?
Well, by they, if you mean the guys in the booth on the sideline, sure. But the 11 on the field, that effort just showed you they were not thinking about anything else but pushing it across the line.
The kick is good, so this game now hinging on every possession as we're tied up in the 4th. Here's Reichard set to kick this away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Motioning the tight end now. Starting on the ground here with Barkley. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs.
Where in the history of our relationship did you think I couldn't do an impersonation of someone who's
They're going to go with Barkley on the counter. And he'll get this forward, and he's stopped at the 37. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
It's the 2-minute warning here in Minneapolis. Eagles pushing to get within range for a game winner. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. It's an option left.
Ball's out. Ball's out. The ball is on the ground.
And they limit the damage on the return, but it is still a turnover.
Well, sure, you're looking to try to get a 1st down on 2nd down. You're trying to create a manageable 3rd down, but I'll tell you what you're not trying to do, ever, is give the ball away. And that's what the offense does to the defense right there.
On the carry, this is Jones.
Fuck. And I got fucking scored on.
And he cuts it back right. And he'll bring it to the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. The Vikings have taken the lead late. It's an Aaron Jones touchdown. So how about the determination there? This game has been as hard fought as you will see. But they grab hold of the lead here with a late touchdown that may just win them the ball game.
You could almost feel them saying, Kate, we don't want overtime. Let's go out and get it done now. They accomplished their goal. But you do have to ask the question, do they leave too much time on the clock? Stay tuned.
Here's Reichard set to kick this away.
Just wanted to say sorry for that back there. My friends,
And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. He'll look to throw it. A bit of desperation on this deep shot. And they can't connect on the deep look. Still a couple of snaps to play with, though, here. We've got second down.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Setting up to pass. Trying to push it deep downfield.
Oh, man, that's
It's intercepted. Harrison Smith with the INT. And the Vikings make the play that should win them this game. Oh boy, they cleaned up the fumbling issues from the last drive, and now it's an interception that turns the ball over.
Yeah, and two very different tones and tenors on these two sidelines. One coach is pleading, begging for some ball security. The other is simply saying, keep it up, boys. Keep taking that ball away. Job well done. Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
All right, here we go. Second down. Jones once more, and he's brought down for a loss.
This offense may want to try and disguise their run a little bit. I don't know if it's the O-lineman's stance. I don't know if it's a cadence. I don't know what it is, but after two straight plays going backwards, this defense is all over it.
This drive in some serious trouble. It's 3rd and 12.
I want to know where the hell you guys went tonight. We called every hospital in Albany and there's no record.
All right, got a timeout here. Just 8 seconds remaining in our ball game.
What kind of cancer? Anal.
I thought about it, but nah, I'm gonna take this to the chin, bruv.